Welcome. How are you doing today? People who drive around in gray weather without their lights on, I hope they get pulled over for going 47 in a 55.
And I go about 47, get a 55.
Alright, so Shane Dawson has returned to the internet, which means all that information that came out in summer of 2020, all those threads, all those clips that got drugged back up and then, beat to death and buried, dig up the fucking bones so we can bash our audiences over the head with them. I think it's funny how when Shane Dawson came back, people started making videos being like, don't forget what he did. We know, we get it. You're upcycling your same content from a year ago. But something that's interesting to me that is an actual criticism of what Shane Dawson is making is people talking about his audio quality. People saying, dude, why are you just using the audio from the camera? Why don't you have better mic quality? And that's interesting, It seems like he should. I mean, he has 20 million subscribers. He can afford to upgrade that. But that's an interesting thing to me where, okay, from my observation, there are two ways that people get 1 million plus subscribers. Either they've been doing YouTube for 10 fucking years, or they've been doing it for 3 or 4 years and they just got real fucking lucky real fucking fast. But it is interesting to me when people grow and don't do certain upgrades of their production. I know my camera angle is always skewed, but I still bought that mount. I know my audio quality is pretty shit, but I still bought this microphone. I know my editing is bad, but I use iMovie, but I put a lot of time into it. And there's this one guy I watch, and I'm not gonna name him because he's like a smaller channel.
You're so nice.
But I mean, he has 20,000 subscribers, and he makes a video every single day. But his audio is bad, and he does no editing. And then you have people like Blair White, who hasn't even mastered a fucking jump cut, dude. Blair White put up a video a month or so ago, and I guess when she filmed it, there was a sponsorship, but I guess it fell through, or she decided not to work with the company. So I guess she tried to edit out the sponsored part, but she failed. There's this cut, and suddenly she's just holding a dildo and says nothing about it.
Jaclyn Glenn, to be specific, is one of them. So definitely make sure you check out The Enigma and Lalo in general. They have a lot of other types of products. Link is in the description below. Please support the brands that support me, and on to the video. And there are others.
Maybe a year or so ago, Creepshow Art made a video saying that Blair White is lazy and a liar. I have to agree with Creepshow on that one. Blair White got to 1 million subscribers by I'm trans and I'm a Republican and the rest of you are soft. And then she called everybody retards. And then as soon as she got to 1 million subscribers, she fucked up really bad. And Blair White got called out for her fuck up. And when she finally addressed the issue, it was pretty lackluster. Part of her apology was saying that yeah, man, I guess I've just been on my YouTube grind so hard that I got burnt out and fucked. It is no, for years now, Blair has only been making one fucking video a month, and they are so poorly researched, and they're hardly edited. So I fail to understand how there are people who do this for a living, and they don't do it that often, and then even though they can afford to put a couple bucks in their fucking production quality, they don't.
And I go about 47, get a 55.
I don't get it. I know my setup is janky as hell, but I spent $49.95 on this mic. I film on an iPhone 12 Pro. Those are like $1,000. And I'm not salty. I'm not saying like I should be able to like make a ton of money for like half-assing my shit. No, I have no intention of ever, I'm not trying to grow. I really have no intention of like ever being monetized. This is a hobby that I enjoy, and I fear that monetizing something that I like put care into would like cheapen it for me, you know? But like Shane Dawson can hire a whole cameraman and have fucked up audio. Speaking of editing errors, a couple of years ago, Gabby Hanna, I hope you get pulled over for going 47 in a 55. Gabby Hanna made a video, and in part of that video, she like showed a photo of a girl who is now dead. And she got dragged for it. I don't really know why. I don't know how it was disrespectful. But a lot of people are saying like, how could she or her editor not even notice? Well, let me tell you this. Gabby Hanna does all of her own editing. And I know this because she has talked about it before. She talked about it on Logan Paul's podcast. She said she could never, ever allow anyone else to have her raw footage. She just like couldn't bear it. I don't know why. So many people assume that YouTubers all have like research teams and editors. There's this whole narrative that, Pastel Bell dreamed up, that Eugenia Cooney's mother edits all of her videos. And like, how could Eugenia and her mom both go over this footage and not notice that like there was a mistake? And it's like, why do you think that Eugenia doesn't edit her own videos? What makes people think that Eugenia's mother is some like
And I go about 47 in a 55.
editing mastermind? That's very peculiar. Another weird editing thing is when everybody found out that Creepshow Art had an editor.
And I go about 47 in a 55.
For what? For what? Like she would just do voiceovers on top of like a speed paint or like a digital art drawing. And at one point, she wasn't even using her own art anymore. She was using fan submissions, and she was not paying these people to use their work. So what the fuck was she doing? She wasn't using her own art. I suppose she was like writing out her own scripts. But like there were issues with her audio where it was not cut very well.
And I go about 47 in a 55.
And she bragged that she was making $20,000 a month. I don't know, man. I don't know how people do that shit. And that chick Jordan Cheyenne with her editing error, where she like left in making her son cry for a thumbnail, she fled. Everybody thought she deleted her channel, and I was like, no. No fucking way, dude. She's like, people never leave YouTube because they're never going to make as much money at any other job that they're qualified for that they make on YouTube. She just made it publicly unavailable. But now she's back because it's December. She needs to buy some Christmas presents. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my shitty editing. I want to thank you for listening. I feel like forgiveness is very important, so I want you to forgive yourself for the time that you have wasted watching this video. And have a good day.
You're so nice and you're so smart.